Sefer hamidos, the book of traits, the book of attributes, the Aleph base book, Sefer Hogas Yeshoris, proper custom. Ois tzadik, tzedaka. One, charity. One, all the charity and kindness that the Jewish people do in this world. Great peace and angelic advocates between Israel and their Father in heaven. One, all the charity and kindness that the Jewish people do in this world engenders great peace and the formation of angelic advocates between Israel and their Father in heaven. Two, great is charity in that it brings the redemption near. Three, and saves from death. Four, and receiving of the divine presence. Four, and causes the receiving of the divine presence. Five, and one is made a lender to the Holy Blessed One. 6, and raises his fortune. And raises his fortune, mazel. 7, and he is called an absolute tzadik, complete righteous person. 8, through charity a person becomes a void for evil. And a void for evil. 9, it is a greater mitzvah to provide good food for those who are engaged in Torah than for those who do not engage. However, from the standpoint of halacha, there is no grounds to differentiate. 9, it is a greater mitzvah, good Torah deed, to provide food for those who are engaged in Torah than for those who do not engage. However, from the standpoint of halacha, religious law, there is no grounds to differentiate. 10, when one extracts stolen goods from the hands of his fellow man, it is as if he has given charity. 11, compromise is a legal judgment wherein there is charity. Compromise is a legal judgment wherein there is charity. 12, one who gives charity to an improper poor person is not rewarded for it. 13, it is necessary to be appreciative to one who gives, and you should not say that he didn't give of his own. 14, charity has the importance of all the other commandments combined. 15, one who brings another to do is greater than one who does. 15, one collecting charity who brings another to do to give charity is greater than the one who does, the giver. 16, every penny and penny is added together into a large sum. 16, every penny and penny of charity one gives is added together into a large sum. 17, one who gives charity in a hidden manner is greater than Moses. 18, one who gives a coin to a poor person is blessed with 6, and one who placates him is blessed with 11. 18, one who gives a coin to a poor person is blessed with 6 blessings, and the one who placates him is blessed with 11 blessings. 19, one who pursues charity, God provides him with money and provides him with upright people in order that he should gain reward from them, and he merits having children who are wealthy, wise, and masters of a gadol. 19, one who pursues opportunities to give charity, God provides him with money and provides him with upright people in need of charity, in order that he should gain reward from giving charity to them, and he merits having children who are wealthy, wise, and masters of a gadol. 20, on Rosh Hashanah, man is judged how much money he will lose. If he merits, he gives that money to the poor. 20, on Rosh Hashanah, man is judged how much money he will lose, i.e. fail to keep. If he merits, he gives that money to the poor. 21, Jerusalem is redeemed with charity. 22, through charity, Achav was forgiven half. 22, through charity, Achav, one of the kings of Israel, was forgiven half of his sins. 23, hospitality protects one from the sin of idolatry. 23, hospitality protects one from the punishment of the sin of idolatry. 24, great is hospitality in that it makes those who are close distanced and brings near those who are distant. 24, great is hospitality in that it makes those who are close to holiness distanced if they do not give, and brings near to holiness those who are distant. 25, one who invites a non-Jew into his house and serves him causes his children to be exiled. 26, when the people do not give charity, the government passes harsh decrees and takes their money. 27, one should give charity with both hands and his prayers to be heard. 27, one should give charity with both hands, which causes his prayer to be heard. 28, through generosity you will have a standing. 29, through charity comes faith. 30, one who goes out for the benefit of charities sedates rage from the world. 31, also he merits to truth. 32, through charity you will have children and there will be peace between them. 33. Through charity the fruit proliferates. 34. Through charity one draws salvation close. 35. In a time of trouble, the charity one did is remembered for him. 36. Through the charity you give, officials and kings will also have peaceful relations with you. 37. Through charity a person will not hear from theft, armed pillage, or hunger. 37. Through charity a person will not hear no from theft, armed pillage, or hunger. 38. Through charity a person merits grace. 39. One who urges people to give charity increases salvation. 40. When there is not someone in a city to support the needy, fire comes upon it. 41. In the merit of charity, one is saved from arrogance. 42. Faith is reckoned as charity. 43. Through charity given for the sake of heaven, one comes to the quality of shame. 43. Through charity given for the sake of heaven, one comes to the quality of holy shame. 44. Through generosity, one comes to love the tzaddikim. 45. One who steals from the poor, humiliation comes to him. 46. One who gives charity is as if he offered a sacrifice. 47. Through charity comes rain. 48. Through charity the Jews are not banished from their place. 49. When people give charity, the fruits are blessed and there is peace in the world. 50. Through truth the charity you do is noted. 50. Through truth the charity you do is noted, literally. Charity protects a person's descendants. 52. One who prays for one's friend, it is reckoned for him as charity. 53. One who is materially well off, and despite that is miserly toward the poor, who approach and beg him to give them. Also, one who provides funding for a venture for half the profits, and they work and bring him his half, and when he sees that they are profiting and have an income and enough to suffice, he is irked by this due to his miserliness. On these will be fulfilled the prophecy beginning after the verse, in the fulfillment of his needs, until this is the portion of a wicked man. 53. One who is materially well off, and despite that is miserly, literally a bad eye, toward the poor who approach and beg him, literally stretch out their hands to give them. Also, one who provides funding for a venture for half the profits, and they work and bring him his half. And when he sees that they are profiting and have an income and enough to suffice, he is irked by this due to his miserliness, literally bad eye. On these will be fulfilled the prophecy beginning after the verse, in the fulfillment of his needs, until this is the portion of a wicked man. Eov, see there the divine wrath rains down upon him, etc. 54. One who does kindness to those who love the blessed God, through this he repairs the spoiling of the covenant. 54. One who does kindness to those who love the blessed God, through this he repairs the spoiling of the covenant, circumcision, i.e. any improper thoughts, speech, or actions thereof. 55. In the merit of the poor, we are saved from the nations. 56. When you do a mitzvah, see to it that the mitzvah is not for free, but that you pay with a full purse. 56. When you do a mitzvah, commandment, or good deed, see to it that the mitzvah is not for free, but that you pay with a full purse. 57. Due to the sin of not giving the truma and maisa, the heavens are held up and there is strong inflation. 57. Due to the sin of not giving the truma and maisa, portions and tithes given to the priests, Levites, and poor, the heavens are held up and there is strong inflation. 58. Through the joy one feels in giving charity is a sign of a whole heart. 59. Give charity while you still have found, and you are still in your hands. 59. Give charity, literally do, while you still have the opportunity that you found a befitting recipient, and you have the money to give, and you are still in your own hands. 60. All who give their gifts to a specific kohen bring famine to the world. 60. All who give their gifts exclusively to a specific kohen, one of the priestly tribe, bring famine to the world. 61. One who provides merchandise for Torah scholars to profit from merits to sit in the yeshiva of heaven. 62. Charity is greater than all the sacrificial offerings. 63. Doing acts of kindness is greater than giving charity. 64. Lest you say that anyone who jumps to give charity, he is afforded the means and is afforded with proper people. The Torah says, how precious! One needs to labor and chase after them, for they are not readily found to merit with the proper. 64. Lest you err and say that anyone who jumps to give charity, he is afforded the means, and is afforded with proper needy people to whom to give. The Torah says, how precious, meaning one needs to labor and chase after them. For the proper poor, they are not readily found, to merit giving charity with the proper poor. 65. Charity is in two areas, according to one's generosity, and according to what God has blessed with him. 66. One who has, but does not want to use his own money for his expenditures, so he receives from others, know that they will collect from him after his death, and that he will become a slave to one from whom he took. 66. One who has money, but does not want to use his own money for his expenditures, so he receives from others, know that they will collect from him after his death, that he will become a slave to one from whom he took. 67. One who gives charity, even still it is possible that he will be impoverished. 68. Anyone who averts their eyes from to give charity, it is as if he is serving idolatry. 68. Anyone who averts their eyes from seeing the need to give charity, it is as if he is serving idolatry. 69. One who shears his possessions is saved from the judgment of hell. 69. One who cuts off his possessions to give charity is saved from the judgment of hell. 70. Even a poor person should give charity, and he will not see further signs of poverty. Second part of tzedaka. 1. Through promiscuity one falls into imprisonment or diseases causing pain in the feet. Also, a student who has not reached the level of being able to rule and rules falls into this. Also, evil spirits attack him. Charity has the segula to annul all these punishments. 1. Through promiscuity, one falls into imprisonment or diseases causing pain in the feet. Also, a student who has not reached the level of being able to rule and rules falls into this. Also, evil spirits attack, dominate him. Charity has the segula, auspicious quality, to annul all these punishments. 2. Torah, tiths, and the Shabbos give physical life as well. 2. Learning Torah, giving tiths, and keeping the Shabbos give physical life as well, i.e. in addition to other benefits. 3. Through charity with a simple maneuver, he subdues his enemies. And again, 3. Through charity with a simple maneuver, he subdues his enemies, and the Holy Blessed One saves him from grand schemes of his enemies. 4. To aid Torah scholars, with this he annuls the ruling of the stars and constellations. 5. Through those who support the poor, the masses are saved from plagues in their merit. Also, in their merit, expanded consciousness precedes constricted consciousness. 6. Through charity one sweetens the judgment of the time to come, that is, the day of judgment in the time to come. 7. Those who abound in doing kindnesses, but occasionally cause something bad through their kindness, and they pretend not to see the bad that sprouted as a result of their kindness. This is an aspect of the warning to the Kahanim, the priests, who are the aspect of kindness, that they should not take overly large steps. Through this failing, one causes the judgment above. Through this failing, one causes the judgment above, God forbid, to be unmoderated. The same is true in the converse. When in performing kindness one is careful that bad should not result, through this the judgment will be moderated. 8. Those who produce Torah novelty need to learn from the works of the halachic regulators before the novelty and also after. And this learning of the halachic regulators is the protection of the novelty, so that no strangers touch them. Also, when one wants to give charity, it is necessary to do so as with the novelty, i.e. to learn halacha before and after. 9. Torah novelty and charity, one arouses the other. Torah novelty and charity, one arouses the other. 10. Great is the power of tithing, that it transforms curses to blessings. 11. Through tiths, promiscuous thoughts are annulled. 12. One who does kindness does not need ancestral merit. 13. Through doing kindness, one gains longevity. 14. There are prayers that are not accepted above until one gives sufficient charity, according to the numerical value of the letters in the prayer related to the problem about which one is praying. For example, when one prays the words, "Give me children," 592, which equals 592, one needs to give charity according to the number of letters of "Give me children." 15. Through charity one merits to have children. 16. One who sustains the many draws blessing from the land of Israel to the rest of the world. 17. Through money one gives to the poor of the land of Israel. Through this one merits to retain his wealth. 18. When a man moves to a city, he should send meat to the poor of that city, and through this he will find favor in the eyes of the city officials. 19. Through the giving of shkolim, one is saved from the evil inclination. 19. Through the giving of shkolim, the currency used in biblical times, possibly the shekel, machzeh shekel, one is saved, just my thing, through the giving of shkolim, one is saved from the evil inclination. Chapter tzaddik of letter tzaddik. 1. It should not be difficult to you when you see that a tzaddik did not repair something, for this was intended by God that he should leave something for his children to become great. 1. It should not be difficult to you when you see that a tzaddik did not repair something, for this was intended by God that he, the tzaddik, should leave something for his children to repair and thereby become great with it. 2. There are times when desisting the study of Torah is its foundation. 3. Gifts are accepted from the wicked so that they should return in repentance. 3. Gifts are permitted to be accepted from the wicked so that they should return in repentance. 4. Tzaddikim, their merit is beneficial for the world, but not for themselves. 5. There are cases in which one tzaddik does something in order to be the rabbi of another tzaddik. 6. It is very beneficial to see the faces of the leaders of the generation. 6. It is very beneficial to see the faces of the leaders, literally great, of the generation. 7. A tzaddik is punished when he does not pray for his generation. 8. One who teaches Torah to a student who is not becoming is called wicked. 9. The language of the sages brings wealth and healing. This being the case, learn to speak in their language. 9. The language, terminology, and phraseology of the sages brings wealth and healing. This being the case, learn to speak in their language. 10. One who teaches Torah to others, the Torah is revealed to him without effort. 11. We find that a tzaddik becomes belligerent when one of his students draws himself close to another tzaddik in order to glorify himself. We find that a tzaddik becomes belligerent when one of his students draws himself closer to another tzaddik in order to glorify himself. 12. Drawing close to tzaddikim with strenuous effort is more propitious for the serving of God. 13. Sometimes from heaven there is revealed to a tzaddik something which is not. 13. Sometimes from heaven there is revealed to a tzaddik something which is not. 14. One who does a favor for someone who is not aware of it is like one who throws a stone to Markulis, an ancient form of idolatry. 15. Every man should conduct himself according to what he heard from his rabbi. 16. Sometimes God gathers several tzaddikim together in one place so that they will press upon each other and be discomfited, and through this they will come to their maturity. 17. One who does not hold back from relieving himself merits to students. 18. There is a tzaddik whose repute travels far, that is to say, with fame, and afterwards he falls through desiring money. 19. One who the Holy One, blessed be He, is important in his eyes, should write in a book of all the names of the tzaddikim and the tanoim and the God-fearing for remembrance. 19. One who the Holy One, blessed be He, is important in his eyes, should write in a book all the names of the tzaddikim and the tanoim, the rabbis who compelled the Mishnah, and the God-fearing for remembrance. 20. Do not question why the tzaddikim benefit from others in order to conduct their households with wealth and honor. Would it not be better for them to not conduct and not benefit from others? Do not have this difficulty, because for all the delight and expansion that tzaddik has, his soul grows greater, and then there is created a house of rest, prophecy, i.e. a temple, a house of rest, prophecy, i.e. a temple, for the divine presence of the Holy One, blessed be He. Thus, one should not come to the house empty-handed. Thus, one should not come to the house of the tzaddik empty-handed. 21. When you want a tzaddik to pray for you, go to a tzaddik who is merciful. 22. One who is famous in his generation, you should call him Rabbi, even though you are greater than him. 23. When a tzaddik falls into some crisis, he should ask another tzaddik to pray on his behalf. 24. Those people who travel to a tzaddik, even if they do not receive a Torah teaching from him, they are rewarded for the journey. 25. One who does not serve Torah scholars is liable to the death penalty. 26. The tzaddik can bring departed souls up to a great level. 27. In the walking that one does to come to a Torah scholar, with this he rectifies an infraction that he violated in the blessings of nehenim, benefit, pleasure. These are blessings said before eating or before smelling a fragrance. 28. Anyone who is capable of protesting and did not protest is punished on their account. 29. It is not courteous to acknowledge the authority of others in front of the tzaddik. 30. All who are lethargic with the eulogy of a Torah scholar will not have lengths of days. 31. The tzaddik can punish according to his fortune. According to his fortune, his mazel. 32. When a tzaddik passes away, the world is hit with a deficiency according to his distinguishing attributes that he conducted. 33. In the merit of the tzaddik, his students attain their livelihood. 34. One who hears a Torah teaching from the tzaddik is as if he himself said the teaching. 35. The death of tzaddikim is as grave as the burning of the temple. 35. The death of tzaddikim is as grave as the burning of the temple, literally the house of our God. 36. If a Torah scholar is an upright person, learn from him, and if not, separate yourself from him. 37. One should not look upon his rabbi in the bathhouse and the like. 38. Sometimes there are two equal tzaddikim, and to one there is revealed lofty things, while the other has no revelations. Know that he is not shown anything is because it is necessary to use his merits for the protection of others. 39. It is better to draw close to a tzaddik who is merciful. 40. In the merit of serving a great man, one is saved from death. 41. One who rules a halachic Jewish law decision in the presence of his rabbi is liable to the death penalty, and it is fitting for a snake to bite him, and he is called a sinner, and he is cast down from his greatness, and he descends to hell childless. 42. The source from which one draws wisdom, that is the rabbi, be sure that he is blessed and worthy, and do not replace him, and do not exchange him. 43. Every Jew should conduct himself in accordance with the blessing that was given to his tribe. 43. Every Jew will conduct himself in accordance with the blessing that was given to his tribe. 44. When there is an evildoer in the house, the well springs of the Torah depart from the tzaddikim. 45. In the merit of the tzaddikim buried outside of Israel, the other corpses will also merit to rolling in underground passages. 45. In the merit of the tzaddikim buried outside of Israel, the other corpses will also merit to be transported to Israel through rolling in underground passages. 46. The money from which a tzaddik benefits is as if it had been used for the service in the holy temple. 47. There are tzaddikim who are not called by the title of Rebbe. Memon 48. When a tzaddik says something, as long as it does not come to pass, because its time has not come, the statement is engraved in the supernal world, but does not radiate brightly. And when its time comes to be manifest, the words begin to radiate brightly. 49. One who gives benefit to a Torah scholar must strengthen himself, that the scholar should not become disrespected in his eyes. 50. One who withholds a halacha Torah law from his student is as if he stole the student's ancestral inheritance. Even fetuses in their mother's wombs curse him, and he is pierced full of holes as a seed. If he teaches him, he merits to blessings like Joseph, and merits to teach it also in the world to come. If he teaches him, the student or the halacha, he merits to blessings like Joseph, and merits to teach it also in the world to come. 51. One who does not give support to a Torah scholar from his possessions will never see a sign of blessing. 52. One who scoffs at the words of the sages is punished by death. 53. Drawing close to tzaddikim is beneficial both in this world and the next. 54. The tzaddik, through his word, can sentence one man to heaven and another to hell. 55. It is good to expend much time in order to gain 1 hour of closeness to the tzaddik. 56. When a man loses some of his servants, he should worry from the day of death or of leprosy. 56. When a man loses some of his servants, he should worry from the day of death or of leprosy, literally something else. 57. There is one who expounds beautifully, and even still he misses the true intention. 57. There is one who expounds beautifully on the Torah, and even still he misses the true intention. 58. A tzaddik can raise up the Torah teaching of another tzaddik. 59. Whatever new teachings a tzaddik propounds in the Torah, the Holy One, blessed be He, quotes them in His name. 60. The words of wise tzaddikim are more precious than the words of the written Torah and the prophets. One must listen and obey them, even if they show no proof. 61. One who praises the tzaddik, blessings will rest upon his head. 62. The tzaddik of the city, all of its affairs are incumbent upon him. 63. It is permitted for a tzaddik to put to his service someone who reviews halacha, provided that he teaches him something new. It is permitted for a tzaddik to put to his service someone who reviews halacha, i.e. a Torah scholar, provided that he, the tzaddik, teaches him, the attendant, something new. 64. One who brings a boorish man to be drawn close under the wings of the tzaddik receives reward for it. 64. One who brings a boorish, uneducated man to be drawn close under the wings of the tzaddik receives reward for it. When 65, through greeting a Torah authority, one will not see hell. 66, sometimes prayer is only effective at the time it is said, and when the prayer is stopped, the Holy One, blessed be He, does His will and His desire. 66, sometimes prayer is only effective at the time it is said, and when the prayer is stopped, the Holy One, blessed be He, returns and does His will and His desire. 67, one who brings a gift to a Torah scholar is as if he offered bikurim, offerings of the first fruit. 68. One should not unduly task God. 69. One who loves the tzaddik must guard the tzaddik so that there doesn't go out on him a bad reputation. 70. All the good that wicked people do is harmful to the tzaddikim. 70. All the good kindness that wicked people do is harmful, bad to the tzaddikim. 71. Do not pray and burden your Creator so long as you can reach your objective through your own action. 72. The tzaddik, as long as he is in this world, the heaven that is reserved for him is used by other tzaddikim in heaven. 72. The tzaddik, as long as he is in this world, the heaven, Gan Eden, that is reserved for him is used by other tzaddikim in heaven. 63. There are students who are primarily dependent on the merit of the tzaddik. When the tzaddik passes away, then they too pass away, or they are punished. 74. Those who are close to a certain tzaddik in his lifetime, they will be close to him after his death. 74. Those who are close to a certain tzaddik in his lifetime, they will be close to him after his death. There is an alternate reading, their death. They will be close to him after their death. 75. One who had been close to one tzaddik and afterwards draws close to a different tzaddik, the Torah teachings he heard from the first encumber him. 76. Sometimes a tzaddik passes away in order to be the pivotal decider of some ruling above. 77. Who is destined to inherit the world to come? One who is granted honor due to his wisdom. One who is granted honor due to his wisdom. 78. Through giving charity, one gains the quality of distancing himself from wrongdoing. 79. It is not necessary to punish your student and banish him from your presence when he does not want to go in the straight path. Rather, draw him close to you, for this is beneficial to the other students, and eventually he will reform. Literally, give heart. 80. Sometimes a man dies before his time due to the grievance of a tzaddik against him. 81. It is possible for a man to be a great tzaddik even though he did not learn a lot. 82. One who does not believe in the words of the tzaddikim is fit to be punished, all the more so one who ridicules them. 83. When one comes to draw close to a tzaddik, he is allowed to distance him when he asks unnecessary questions. 83. When one comes to draw close to a tzaddik, the tzaddik is allowed to distance him when he asks unnecessary questions. 84. When a tzaddik delivers a Torah teaching to the people, he is permitted to endear his teaching in their eyes before he says it. 85. Even a person's first soulmate can be changed through prayer. 85. Even a person's first intended soulmate can be changed through prayer. 86. In this world, anyone who wants to bring himself close can draw close, but in the world to come, only those who were already close will be drawn close or closer. 87. A tzaddik who drew a person close, but the person did not want to draw himself close. It is permitted for him to push him away. 87. A tzaddik who drew a person close, but the person did not want to draw himself close. It is permitted for him, the tzaddik, to push him away with his hands. 88. The tzaddik can punish a person with death, even through being disheartened, even mistakenly. The tzaddik can punish a person with death, even through being disheartened, even mistakenly. 89. Things that you hear from the mouth of a tzaddik are more effective than what you learn from books. 89. Things that you hear directly from the mouth of a tzaddik are more effective than what you learn from books. 90. A person understands better when he sees the face of the speaker. 91. Through the casual speech of the tzaddik, a great light is opened. Then it is easy for people to attain high wisdoms. 91. Through the casual, literally light speech of the tzaddik, a great light is opened. Then it is easy for people to attain high wisdoms. 92. One who does not behave properly, it is permitted to enslave him. 93. Sometimes a tzaddik raises up a man and then humbles him, and this is for the man's benefit. 94. There is a tzaddik who is called good, and there is a tzaddik who is not called good, and there is an evildoer who is evil, and an evildoer who is not evil. 95. It is a disgrace and lowliness of the generation when the people are subject to a leader who has no one to do his work for him. 96. To teach others is greater than doing. 96. To teach others Torah is greater than doing actual fulfillment of the Torah. 97. One should be careful not to show chassidus before great people. One should be careful not to show chassidus, special piety in keeping the Torah and devotion to God before great people, leaders. 98. The essence of a man is recognizable according to his drawing close, by seeing to whom he is close. 99. A tzaddik should not endanger himself by praying alone, to the extent that he is endangered. Rather, he should have another tzaddik join him. 100. A tzaddik has the power to pray for a man that he should be saved from sins. 101. The tzaddik is the image of God of the generation. The tzaddik is the image of God of the generation. 102. The tzaddik bears those who bear him at the time of their pain. The tzaddik bears those who bear him at the time of their pain. 103. It is possible for someone to be a tzaddik even if he does not possess the trait of trust in completeness. 103. It is possible for someone to be a tzaddik even if he does not possess the trait of trust in God in completeness. 104. The tzaddik can take delight and need not fear from the evil inclination, for his Torah protects him. 104. The tzaddik can take delight from the physical world and need not fear from the evil inclination, for his Torah protects him. 105. Someone who does not stand up before his rabbi is called wicked and does not live a long life, and his Torah learning is forgotten. 106. One should not burden the blessed God when one can be helped through other means. 107. Sometimes through one bit of satisfaction one brings to the tzaddik. Through this one merits to the world to come. 108. One who has complete faith in the blessed God can give satisfaction to the tzaddik. 109. One who does not have a trace of thoughts of idolatry, he constantly longs to save the tzaddikim. 110. One who wants to do a favor for the tzaddik, the Holy One, blessed be He, gives him strength for it. 111. A Torah scholar who shows impudence to his rabbis causes his years to be shortened. 112. One who conducts himself with rabbinic authority when there is someone greater than him, his years are shortened. 113. When a tzaddik needs to pray to be given something, and he fears from forces challenging his righteousness, he should ask for the opposite of what he wants. 114. When a wicked man does some evil and comes to the tzaddik and asks him if what he did was acceptable, it is permissible to tell him, "You did well," in order to save himself. 114. When a wicked man does some evil and comes to the tzaddik and asks him if what he, the wicked man, did was acceptable, it is permissible for the tzaddik to tell him, "You did well," in order to save himself, literally his soul. 115. One who separates people from coming under the wings of the divine presence causes his sons to fall into slavery. 116. Sometimes it is necessary to pray for mercy on a sick person that he should die. 117. First, the Holy One, blessed be He, reveals the secret of the Torah to a tzaddik, and afterwards the Holy One, blessed be He, says this Torah in the name of that tzaddik. 118. Again, 117. First, the Holy One, blessed be He, reveals the secret of the Torah to a tzaddik, and afterwards the Holy One, blessed be He, says this Torah in the name of that tzaddik. 118. Sometimes the tzaddik fasts and prays, and it does not help. 119. It is permitted for the tzaddik to break through the safeguards of others to forge his own way. 119. It is permitted for the tzaddik to break through the religious safeguards of others to forge his own way. 120. Sometimes it is decreed from above that a number of people should die, and there is one among them that the tzaddik loves. The tzaddik has the power to pray for him and save him and put another in his place. 121. A tzaddik has the power to take from one and give to another. 122. The blessings of a tzaddik is a pidyon, redemption, ransom. 123. Each tzaddik has a matter of devotion that another tzaddik, even one greater than he, cannot attain his service. 123. Each tzaddik has a matter of devotion that another tzaddik, even one greater than he, cannot attain conception of his service. 124. That which tzaddikim travel from place to place for money, it is because the words of Torah are poor in one place and rich in another. 124. That which tzaddikim travel from place to place for to raise money, it is because the words of Torah are poor in one place and rich in another. 125. Length of years comes to Torah scholars when they honor each other. 126. There is no comparing the prayer of a tzaddik who is the son of a tzaddik to the prayer of a tzaddik who is the son of a wicked man. 127. One who puts the tzaddik to the test is as if he tests the Holy One, blessed he. 128. All the levies, Gevios, the taxing, taking money from. All the Levi levies that the nations demand from the Jewish people are only due to the violation that they violated the honor of the tzaddik. 129. When those who hate God slander and stand against the tzaddik, it is great honor for the tzaddik. When those who hate God slander and stand against the tzaddik, it is great honor for the tzaddik. 130. Through faith and tzaddikim, the din is sweetened. Through faith and tzaddikim, the din, judgment, is sweetened. 131. The tzaddik teaches God through his Torah how to deal with us. The tzaddik teaches God through his Torah exegesis, his teachings, his exegesis, how to deal with us. 132. The prayer a person prays with attachment to the tzaddikim, it is answered. 133. The Holy One, blessed be He, forgives the sins of Israel for the sake of the tzaddikim. 134. The mockery does not allow one to go to the tzaddikim. 135. Through charity one merits to come close to tzaddikim. 136. There is no tzaddik who does not have a conflict on him. And investigators. 137. There is a evildoer who is ashamed to blaspheme the tzaddik himself, and so he slanders those that are under the tzaddik. 137. There is a type of evildoer who is ashamed to blaspheme the tzaddik himself, and so he slanders those that are under the tzaddik. 138. Through seeing the face of the tzaddik, the intellect is sharpened. 139. One who protects the tzaddik, that no suffering should come to him, will merit to honor, and will benefit from the righteousness of the tzaddik. 140. Through hearing Torah directly from the tzaddik, one receives vitality. 140. Through hearing Torah directly from the mouth of the tzaddik, one receives vitality. 141. An evildoer who has committed many sins, his rectification is that his actions should be to give vitality to the tzaddik. 141. An evildoer who has committed many sins, his rectification is that his actions should be geared to give vitality to the tzaddik. 142. When an evildoer submits himself under the tzaddik, it is certain that some hardship had been decreed upon the tzaddik, and now the hardship will no longer come upon him. 143, when you have fear of the tzaddik, you will merit to distance yourself from wrongdoing. 144, when a tzaddik is set with pain, and an evildoer asks for mercy on his behalf, through this he will merit in the future to stand at the gates of a tzaddik. 145, that which the Holy One, blessed be He, does not heed the prayer of the tzaddik, it is in order to thus reject the evildoers that they should remain in their wickedness. 146, through conflict on the tzaddik, the Torah is forgotten. 147, the praise that is extolled of the tzaddikim is as if it is praised to the Holy One, blessed be He. 148, a city that obeys the tzaddik, no war is heard in it, and there are no upheavals or evil tidings. 149, the opposition to the tzaddikim comes from the opposition between the tzaddikim themselves. 150, for this reason, the Holy One, blessed be He, gives livelihood to a tzaddik through the general populace, in order that he will have some connection with them. So that when the Holy One, blessed be He, remembers the tzaddik, he will remember them as well. 151, the coming of the Mashiach depends on drawing close to the tzaddik. 152, the primary fulfillment of the soul comes through drawing close to the tzaddikim. 153, someone who draws close to the tzaddik, but his drawing close is not with sincerity, innocence. Through this, he is turned around afterwards to be an opposer. 154, a liar, when he comes to see the tzaddik, his heart contemplates how he will speak afterwards. 155, the words that people speak against the tzaddik, in the end their words are turned around against them, and they fall bedridden. 156, one who submits himself before the tzaddik, with this he arouses the love of the tzaddik. 157, through the stories of the tzaddikim, through this one merits to draw close to them. 158, according to the divine inspiration the Holy One, blessed be He, grants to a tzaddik, so the wealthy people support him. According to the divine inspiration that the Holy One, blessed be He, grants to a tzaddik, so do the wealthy people support him. According to the support they give him, so he can bring the evildoers back, so too can he bring according to the support they give him, so he can bring the evildoers back in repentance. So too is he able, can he bring the evildoers back in repentance. 159, the suffering that comes upon the tzaddikim is so that in the world to come the wicked will not question the good that the Holy One, blessed be He, will be giving the tzaddikim. 159, the suffering that comes upon the tzaddikim is so that in the world to come the wicked will not question in their minds the good that the Holy One, blessed be He, will be giving the tzaddikim. 160, when the God-fearing are connected to the tzaddik, through this they cause a union between the Holy One, blessed be He, and the divine presence, face to face, and there is no regression from this afterwards. 161, through the praises that one extols the tzaddikim, the wicked are pushed down to a great fall. 162, the tzaddik passes away due to the sins of witchcraft and promiscuity. 163, the promiscuous are for the most part opposers of tzaddikim. 164, when the tzaddik passes away, the world remain as though impure, and the righteousness of the world is disgusting in the eyes of the Holy One, blessed be He. 164, when the tzaddik passes away, the world, the people, remain as though impure, and the righteousness of the world is disgusting in the eyes of the Holy One, blessed be He. 165, through the haughtiness people hold above the tzaddik, there is aroused, God forbid, divine wrath. Also fires, literally burning, are aroused. 166, the wandering about of the tzaddikim is sometimes in order to reveal some hidden tzaddik. 167, sometimes suffering comes upon the tzaddik in order to decrease the hardships of Israel. 168, the gluttonous eating of the masses causes the loss of the tzaddik. 169, the sufferings that come upon the tzaddikim are an atonement for all of the Jewish people. 170, one who does not want to accept upon himself the yoke of the tzaddik, the Holy One, blessed be He, is angry at him and kicks him, frightens him. 167, frightens him. 171, and frightens him. 171, one who brings a gift to the tzaddik, the Holy One, blessed be He, gives him satisfaction. 172, through the gifts that people bring to tzaddikim, the enemies are subdued, and there is annulment of the evil spirit that sets upon a person. 173, through prostrating oneself on the tombs of tzaddikim, the Holy One, blessed be He, does favors for him, even if he is not worthy of such. 174, someone who recounts stories of the tzaddikim, the Holy One, blessed be He, does him kindness. 175, that which the tzaddik rules over the world is due to the fear of God within them. 175, that which the tzaddik rules over the world, people, is due to the fear of God within them. 176, when a man is being blessed by the tzaddik, he should stand on his feet. 177, a king is permitted to collect his expenses from the people. 178, through the honor people extend to the children of the tzaddikim, the desire is aroused in the blessed God for the arrival of the Mashiach. 179, through the going that people go to the tzaddik, they subdue the wicked. 179, through the act of going that people go to the tzaddik, they subdue the wicked, the haters. 181, who transgresses the command of the tzaddik, he falls from his importance. 181, one who gives the tzaddik enjoyment from his property is as if he benefited all of Israel and he is saved from death. 181, one who gives the tzaddik enjoyment, benefit from his property is as if he benefited all of Israel and he is saved from death. 182, one who disobeys the words of the tzaddik is as if he engaged in the asking of diviners. 182, one who disobeys by refusal to perform the words of the tzaddik is as if he engaged in the asking of diviners. 183, through wisdom, God is with one, and also the fear of Him is cast upon the people. 184, one who supports the tzaddik with all types of support, he is close and near to him in the world to come. 185, one who starts up with the tzaddik, in the end he is caught in a bad trap. 186, one who recounts the stories of tzaddikim, his righteousness is recalled. 187, the tzaddik can give something that has not yet come into the world. 188, the tzaddik, everywhere his feet tread, he acquires. 189, someone who gives advice to tzaddikim at a time when they are facing opposition, the work of his hands endures and will not be annulled. 190, at the time when one looks upon the tzaddik, he should look with dread, so that he will not be punished by heaven. 191, through fear of heaven, a person's gains and longing to draw himself, a person gains a longing to draw himself close to the tzaddik. 191, through fear of heaven, a person gains a longing to draw himself close to the tzaddik. 192, through sitting at the table of the tzaddik, war is annulled. 193, one who is a forger, in the end he will join the opposers who stand against the tzaddik. 194, sometimes the plague of leprosy breaks out upon the tzaddik because he had recently brought someone back in repentance. 195, someone who says of a tzaddik that he is wicked, and of a wicked one that he is a tzaddik. Through this he falls into a state of weakness. Also the sun and moon are eclipsed. Someone who says of a tzaddik that he is wicked, and of a wicked one that he is a tzaddik. Through this he falls into a state of weakness. Also the sun and moon are eclipsed. 186, connection to the tzaddik is a great healing. 197, it is hard for a man to receive a salvation when there is a tzaddik in the city and he does not ask the tzaddik to pray for him. 197, it is hard for a man to receive a salvation when there is a tzaddik in the city and he, the man, does not ask the tzaddik to pray for him. 198, sometimes a person comes very close to the tzaddik and yet does not feel within himself any fear of heaven. He should know that if he had not come close, he would not be worthy of living at all. 199, sometimes the tzaddik is ashamed to pray to the Holy One, blessed be He, about his personal suffering. What does the Holy One, blessed be He, do? He brings similar suffering upon an evildoer, so that when the evildoer comes and asks from him to pray for him, and through this the tzaddik is also saved from his suffering, so that when the evildoer comes and asks from him, the tzaddik, to pray for him, and through this the tzaddik is also saved from his suffering. 201, who disputes the tzaddik in front of him, it is certain that he does not have fear of heaven. 201, sometimes the controversy surrounding a tzaddik is a great proof that he is a tzaddik. 202, there is an evildoer who is successful, but when he pursues the tzaddik, the klipos themselves take revenge on him. 202, there is an evildoer who is successful, but when he pursues, attacks the tzaddik, the klipos, husks, impure forces themselves take revenge on him. 203, the difference between a tzaddik The difference between a tzaddik and one who has fear of heaven is that the one with fear does not have permission to reveal the mysteries of the Holy One, blessed be He, whereas the tzaddik has permission. 204. One who slanders the tzaddik, it is certain that he is arrogant. 205. When the Holy One, blessed be He, wants the tzaddik to teach the people the way of God, He hints this to him through his livelihood. 206. The tzaddik, when he prays on behalf of someone, he can discern from which sin the suffering came upon the person. 206. The tzaddik, when he prays on behalf of someone, he can discern from which sin this suffering came upon the person. 207. Someone who guards his covenant will certainly have love for the tzaddik. 207. Someone who guards his covenant, circumcision, will certainly have love for the tzaddik. 208. When the tzaddik serves the blessed God without supervising the masses to teach them, through this he falls from his level. When the tzaddik serves the blessed God without supervising the masses to teach them, through this he falls from his level. 209. Through the income people provide for the livelihood of the tzaddik, all their sins are forgiven, just as the Kohanim eat and the owners are atoned. 209. Through the income people provide for the livelihood of the tzaddik, all their sins are forgiven, just as we find in the Torah the Kohanim priests eat of the sacrifices, and by this the owners, those that brought the sacrifices, are atoned. Second part of chapter tzaddik, sefer hamidos 1. By telling over stories of tzaddikim, by telling over stories of tzaddikim, one draws the light of Mashiach into the world and pushes out much darkness and hardship from the world. 2. Also, one merits to nice clothing. 3. In the 7 days of mourning over the tzaddik, the Holy One, blessed be He, dispenses on the mourners from the hidden light of the 6 days of creation. 4. Do not be puzzled on the scheme that man is a small creature, and all the worlds are contingent on him, for such is the way with every place wherein the divine presence pervades. The little holds the large. 5. Every man is drawn in his visage, his Gan Eden. Has drawn in his visage on it's drawn and colored on the light of his face. Every man has drawn in his visage his portion in Gan Eden heaven. 6. For the most part, the God-fearing, their livelihood comes through moving about. 7. Sometimes the tzaddik comes to moving from place to place, so that when he comes to the world to come, he will remember all the places he had been, and through this good will come to all those places. 8. Someone who knows the names of the children of the tzaddikim of the generation. He knows all the events that are yet to come. Someone who knows the names of the children of the tzaddikim of the generation, he knows all the events that are yet to come. 9. Someone who justifies the people, all his interests are fulfilled without hindrance. Someone who justifies the people, all his interests are fulfilled without hindrance. 10. When a tzaddik's strength is weakened, so that he cannot do the will of his Creator as before, he should know that the Holy One, blessed be He, no longer desires that he instruct the way of repentance to the wicked. 11. The main strength of the tzaddikim comes when the judgment is sweetened, that is, through the unification of the blessed name of God. 12. When the tzaddikim become famous in the world, through this there are new melodies in the world. 13. One who has self-sacrifice for the sake of the Jews, literally Israel, the judgments he passes are not annulled, and what he decrees will be fulfilled. 14. Through serving the tzaddik comes freedom, and the curses are annulled. 15. Those who are close to God-fearing people, they also merit fear and cognizance. 16. When a tzaddik becomes wealthy, through this the wicked return in repentance. 17. When the Holy One, blessed be He, sees that a certain tzaddik has the power to draw people to his service, he stands up on him enemies, in order that he will be able to draw the people, in brackets, to God, end of brackets, in order that he will be able to draw the people to God, because a tzaddik who does not have enemies, he cannot draw, in brackets, people to God. He cannot draw people to God. This is comparable to the time of the arrival of the Mashiach. They will reside in peace, and then converts will not be accepted. This is comparable to the time of the arrival of the Mashiach. They will reside in peace, and then converts will not be accepted. 18. There are two tzaddikim, that one, his words are like plowing, and the second, his words are like harvesting. Or one, his words are like the erection of the covenant circumcision for conjugation, and the second, his words are what draws the seed to impregnation and from the fetus and form the fetus. And the second, his words are what draws the seed to impregnation and form the fetus in its mother's womb and develop it. Thus, when there is an argument between these two tzaddikim, an outsider should not interfere in their words which they say against each other. An outsider should not interfere in their words which they say against each other, so that he does not ruin the intended aim. 19. When one goes to the tombs of the tzaddikim, one needs merit to be able to draw his spirit and soul to the tomb, as if he is alive. For if there isn't merit, then his spirit and soul is sent to heaven, to the midst of the other tzaddikim. 19. When one goes to the tombs of the tzaddikim, one needs merit to be able to draw the tzaddik's spirit and soul to the tomb, so it will be as if he is alive. For if there isn't merit, then the tzaddik's spirit and soul ascend to heaven, to the midst of the other tzaddikim. 20. Through mentioning the names of the tzaddikim, one can bring changes in the creation, that is to say, to change nature, in brackets, to the supernatural, under brackets. An indication for this matter is, these are the offspring of the heaven and the earth. These are the offspring chronicles of the heaven and the earth. And these are the names of the children of Israel. Syllogism, Gezerah Shava. The usage of the words, these are Gezerah Shava between these two psukim. Gezerah Shava, the usage of the words, is in both passages, is the basis to apply what is found by one of them, is the basis to apply what is found by one of them to the other. 21. Gezerah Shava. 21. One who knows from the land of Israel, who has truly tasted the taste of the land of Israel. He can recognize in another if he had been by a tzaddik on Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year's, or not. Because one who merits to be by a true tzaddik on Rosh Hashanah, then in every place where this person looks, the air of that place becomes the aspect of the air of the land of Israel. Therefore, one who knows from the taste of the land of Israel, each according to his level, it is imperative for him to sense the land of Israel. When he meets and gets together with this man who had been by the true tzaddik on Rosh Hashanah, for at his hand the air becomes of the aspect of the land of Israel, as explained above. That was Ois Tzaddik, letter Tzaddik, a sefer hamidos, the book of traits, the book of attributes.